rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
The most prestigious event in the British basketball diary and the culmination of the Super League basketball season. It's time for the playoffs. The top 8 teams from the regular season take part in a seeded knockout competition to determine who are the best ballers in the country. Franchises are seeded according to their final positions in the championship table. They must battle through 2-legged quarter-final and semi-final ties if they have any hope of booking a place at the grand finale in London at the O2 Arena on May the 18th. Let the games begin.
Welcome from me, Bob Ballard, to the Cannon Medical Arena in Sheffield for the 11th meeting between the Sharks and the Leicester Riders in the playoffs, but their first ever at the semi-final stage. To show how well matched they have been over the years, they've shared the spoils and have had some great encounters in the inaugural Super League basketball season. The Sharks edging it 3-1 for one game they won by a point, and the last meeting a month ago went to overtime, but the Riders triumphant by 5, racking up 100 points. Well, 3 of the players that you'll see on show tonight are in the Team of the Year for 24-25. Prentice Nixon for Sheffield, and Zach Jackson and Charles Thompson for Leicester. The prize, a meeting with either the London Lions or Newcastle Eagles at the O2 in London in 9 days' time. Well, alongside me is a man who's been in the heat of battle in many of these encounters in the past. Sharks captain for a decade, Mike Tuck. Mike, why do you think these teams match up so well?
Well, Bob, 3 things. Number 1 is defense. Both these teams were 2nd and 3rd defensively in the league. 2nd, efficiency. Both these teams shot 2nd and 3rd respectively in shooting percentage. And the 3rd one you've already touched on, star power. 3 out of the 5 in the Team of the Year are going to be on the floor tonight. Both these teams battle-tested through that first round. Sharks, huge comeback win versus Cheshire, and Leicester, a dominating win over Bristol. And we got to remember, these 2 coaches right here have a long history of matchups, and this goes right back to last year in the quarterfinals.
Okay, let's look at where things are happening this weekend. Obviously, we've got this game, the Sharks against the Riders. Same tip-off time at the Copper Box, where the Lions are playing Newcastle Eagles. Reverse fixtures on Sunday, 3 o'clock for Riders against Sharks, and 4:30 for Newcastle Eagles against the London Lions. Right, let's hear what kind of form the coaches are in going into tonight's game. Rob Paternostro will be first, and then we'll hear from the team of Lions.
Coach, you handled Bristol impressively in that first round. What pleased you the most about your team's performance over the 2 legs?
Yeah, I think the defense for us was impressive. You know, obviously paying attention to detail to hold the team to 55 on their home court was a great start for us. And then the professionalism to get the job done on Sunday. It's always tricky with those aggregate leads, and I thought the guys had the right focus.
Now we focus on the semifinals, playing the first leg here in Sheffield on the road. How does that influence your approach to the game?
Well, I mean, look, it's first leg. No matter where you are, you got to make sure that you're still in the game for the second leg. We want to play the best as we can. We will try to go out there and do similar things that we do in a non-aggregate game. But when the game gets to the end, you got to, make sure you know that there's 40 minutes left. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to the game. Should be a great matchup between both teams.
Sheffield and Leicester, some epic battles throughout this season. Obviously, Leicester taking that last game against Sheffield, an overtime win. What are some keys to break them down again tonight?
Well, I think it's important not to give them anything easy. I think anything in transition easy. Last game they had a lot of points off turnovers. I think, they have such a good offense that you want to make them work for their buckets. Those guards that they have are really tough to deal with, so you got to keep them out of the lane.
Zach Jackson, a cornerstone of the Leicester Riders organization. How vital is his presence and his influence on the game?
Oh, yeah, vital. I think he's right up there for MVP talk in the league this season. He's a great worker every day. He's a big game player. He doesn't shy away from the big moment. It's been awesome to have him back on our team this season.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Coach, huge comeback win over Cheshire in the quarterfinals. What does that say about the resilience of this group?
I think we've had a lot of tests throughout the season, and we've fallen down and dropped some games here and there, but we always bounce back. They're a very motivated team. They're hungry, and they play well with their backs on the wall.
And now we move on to the semis. You've had a lot of these situations before coming into a two-leg stretch. The first leg, what's your mindset going to be like?
Just got to play our game. You know, this time of the year, there's not much you can do. Everyone kind of knows everybody. We've played each other a lot of times. You know, offensively, we got to just make sure we move the ball around and play nice basketball, and defensively do a good job on their interior play.
Ricky McGill has been on absolute fire lately. How important is his leadership and his pace of play during the playoffs?
I think Ricky's been phenomenal. I think he plays at his own pace. He brings energy to the team. He's when he starts to get going, he's in open court. He's very tough and guys feed off that. So he's been amazing for us.
Leicester, last time at their place, snapped your winning streak against them in overtime. What lessons do you learn in that match, and what are you going to take into today with that?
That was a pretty close game. I think we had it down the stretch, and they hit a tough shot to put it into to take the lead, and we came back at a buzzer beater overtime and kind of sparred a little bit back and forth. But they made some plays down the stretch that was just off the ball movement and some kind of we were undisciplined a little bit on defense. We just have to be more disciplined.
And finally, the last home game of the season here at the Cannon Medical Arena. It seems like this is a group that really gets fired up playing at home. How's that going to play in today?
Yeah, it's hard not to when you come in here and watch a game so loud, so electric. Fans are crazy. I think they'll be up for it.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Leicester Riders have two players on the team of the season. One of them is Charles Thompson, and the other one is Zach Jackson.
Yeah, Zach Jackson, one of the most consistent players in the SLB, a true cornerstone of the Riders, now in his fourth season in Leicester. He's putting up career best numbers. No surprise that he's on the SLB Team of the Year. And apart from his composure and leadership, he's just logging the most minutes in the league, 33 minutes a game, and just producing all across the board. So he's a guy who's had 12 playoff games under his belt as a Rider. So he's going to know when to show up and how to show up in the big moments. And whether he's hitting a mid-range, a three-pointer, taking it inside, or locking his man up, he's going to be there for the Riders.
Man is in a real purple patch. He really turned that whole tie against Cheshire around last weekend. Ricky McGill.
Yeah, Ricky McGill obviously stepped into this playoff spotlight in a major way for the Sharks. He's been absolutely electric, upping his scoring, his rebounding, playmaking across the board, coming off a 31-point performance last week in the second leg against Cheshire. So rightly named to the SLB Team of the Week. Ricky's always been a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's got that ability to push the tempo, play at two speeds, but then also find his teammates when they need it. He can create at a high rate, 5.5 assists per night. Also leading the team in steals, the league in steals. Ricky McGill is a playoff machine.
Let's have a look at the starting five for the Leicester Riders and see their bench as well. And there's their coach, Rob Paternostro.
And a solid starting lineup. Obviously, we've got two Team of the Year guys in that starting lineup, and Zach Jackson and Charles Thompson. Jalen Hunter leading the league in assists with 6 assists a game. So just a well-rounded team with inside and outside ability.
Well, there's a question mark over whether we'll see much on the court tonight of Donovan Clay. He did pick up a bit of a knock in that game against Cheshire Phoenix last Sunday. What is the situation with it as you understand it?
Well, we see he's not in the starting lineup tonight. Big Michael Cherobi has been logged into the starting lineup. Donovan Clay sustained an ankle injury last week. But he's still suited up today. He's going to be on the bench, so I think it'll be more of a play him when needed situation. But again, this is a strong starting lineup right here. Ricky McGill and Prentice Nixon, definitely two to watch tonight.
Well, Prentice Nixon was the other player I need to mention who made the Team of the Year, and I think absolutely right. So respected in the league and also so consistent all the way through. He's always good for 15 to 20 points pretty much every game.
Well, we call him Playoff P for a reason here in Sheffield. He just knows when to step up in the big moments. And if you rewind back to about a year ago, first round of the playoffs, 3-game series against Leicester, Prentice Nixon was the guy who pulled this Sharks team through. So they'll be looking at him to do the same tonight. It's going to be an insane game. Two of the most well-matched teams in the league. They battled the whole season. It came down to the last weekend to see who's going to finish second, and Leicester barely edged out Sheffield. We've got a great game on our hands.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Mike, the head-to-head in terms of the league this year is Sheffield 3, Leicester 1, but there was that big win for Leicester right at the end of the season, and one of those wins was only by a point on a free throw.
Yeah, like I said, a great matchup here. We're going to see a very even game, and it's going to come down to who can have that advantage going into the second leg.
Easy identification tonight too, because the Sharks will be in all blue and Leicester in all red. Prentice Nixon involved straight away, and Michael Tarobia is off with his first shot of the night, and this will be Jalen Hunter bringing things forward for the Leicester Riders. That attempt from Riley Abercrombie goes off left, and we await our first basket of the night.
Yeah, some quick offenses from both teams here. Sharks looking to go inside early with the seal from Ocherobia.
Ricky McGill. Michael Tarobia doesn't often start, but is in the starting 5 tonight. Here's Nixon, and in that he goes to 2, right on cue. Prentice Nixon lights the blue touch paper.
I love that take from Prentice Nixon. He saw his chance, he took it, turned the corner, big finish from him.
Hunter, Abercrombie, move with Spencer Johnson involved in this one too. Jalen Hunter finds a man underneath. They're going to go for the punt for the 3 from Johnson. It's not going to land. And that was a slight bit of indecision. That was almost like, oh, I'm going to need to go for this, and he pretty much did. Nixon to Anderson, and that won't quite roll in for 3 either. But it's high-octane stuff, high-tempo stuff early on here. This is playoff basketball for you. Thompson with 2, little finger roll, off he goes.
Great decision from Zach Jackson on the find there on the roll. And the length of Thompson, his ability to finish at the rim, is going to be huge for Leicester.
Here's Ricky McGill, first 3-point attempt. It lands.
Huge 3-pointer from Ricky McGill, picking up from where he left off last week.
Hunter, that will find its way into for a couple. 5-4. It is trading baskets pretty much right now. Prentice Nixon, here's the 3-point attempt from McGill. Back-to-back threes from Ricky McGill.
Unbelievable start to the game from Ricky McGill. The 3-point shooting monster at the beginning of this game.
Thompson. Oh, another 3-point attempt. That's not going to quite find its way in. That's going to be a little bit short. Ocherobia will get the rebound. And Prentice Nixon will go direct. He'll go direct. He'll go direct for 2.
And we said that this Sharks team needed to start the game well if they wanted to come out on top at the end of this one. And that is exactly what they've done so far.
Hunter. This man can turn a game very quickly to Thompson. We saw that the last time they played. That will roll out. Thompson will put it back in for 2.
Unbelievable rebounding from Thompson. There's no wonder he's top 5 in the league in rebounds. Great finish from him.
Well, I said over here, he just had an absolute purple patch where he turned the game on its head. Anderson is too long with that one. On the back iron it comes to Jalen Hunter. Hunter trying to find a bit of room, trying to look for the man to bomb it from outside. Again, the 3-point attempts are not landing yet for the Riders. And that will be Sheffield ball with 3:22 gone. 10-6 early stages. High octane basketball right now.
It definitely is, but Leicester Riders just not able to find that rhythm from behind the arc just yet.
Nixon says, right, who's going to help me out on this one? It's going to be Jamel. And that doesn't land. 6:16 remaining in the first. Hunter, Jackson, gonna go the long way around. Here's Spencer Johnson, will go baseline and roll that one in for 2. And the lead is trimmed 2-2, 10-8. Sharks just about in the ascendant right now. Here's Jacob Groves, then Mike Kocherobia. Nixon looks and decides not to go on this occasion. We'll go the long way round, and he'll go for the 3, but he was off balance when he let that one go. And Johnson, Spencer Johnson, will have that for the Leicester Riders. Here's his 3-point attempt. That one does find the target.
Big shot from Spencer Johnson there. Gave him all the space in the world to get that one off, and he took advantage.
Jacob Groves, he can do it too. He's going to go baseline though. He's going to twist and turn and try to find a way through. And then the foul is going to be on Riley Abercrombie.
A reach and foul there from Abercrombie. Smart move from Groves, slowing it down, taking Abercrombie on the inside, trying to play physical with him.
Shot clock down at, well, he didn't need any of that shot clock. Jacob Groves just put it back in for 2.
Smart play from Jacob Groves there. Took off the screen nicely and easy finish off on the basket.
Sharks back in front, only by a point admittedly. It's been that kind of game so far. No big runs yet. Hunter, well, got a bit of a bump, but that's all he got. And Nixon says, thank you, that's my ball now, and I'm going to try and do something with it. McGill wants it. These two are, when in tandem, very, very, very hard to stop. Anson backs in. Needs to go outside, maybe. McGill, 6 seconds on the shot clock. That one doesn't find its way. Nearly back-to-back-to-back threes, but that one's just a little bit too strong. Here's the man who really can make things happen. I'm always amazed by just the dexterity and the athleticism of Charles Thompson.
Well, you said it right there. His athleticism takes him all the way, and the ability to bring the ball full court and finish at the rim. Great play from Thompson.
Foul has been called. Oh, no, it's the ball out. No, it's not. Yeah, it has been called on Zach Jackson. Zach Jackson called for a foul on that one.
Yeah, quick foul there from Zach Jackson. You see Leicester Riders looking to make a quick change here as Wright lines up to sub in for Hunter. And Leicester Riders edging it out with a 1-point lead right now, despite not shooting the ball terribly well in the early goings of this one. Still finding a way.
They put it down for Jalen Huntage to clarify that. That's what's going up on the board anyway. McGill has poked back in. I'm not quite sure how it found its way in, but it did. And McGill goes to 8.
The aggressiveness and physicality of McGill powering through on that play.
Abercrombie. Johnson already on 5 points with that 3 to aid the Leicester Riders' cause. Zach Jackson hasn't opened his account yet. Neither has Ethan Wright. Maybe now's the time. That's off left and easily claimed by Jordan Rottino as they use Sharks. So their 24-second shot clock, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Jacob Groves.
Yeah, a little bump there. Smart take from the Riders to slow down this Sheffield Sharks team. Have a quick look at the replay here. Ricky McGill bringing the ball up, and Groves just a little bit too aggressive, pushing off there. Good take from the Riders.
To the right. Riley Abercrombie. They'll try and get, try and mark this way. You can't. It's so difficult. Now be poked back in for a couple from Spencer Johnson. He'll go to 7.
And this is where the Sharks are going to be missing their big man, Donovan Clay. Thompson, although he didn't finish it, great take from him inside.
Anderson, little flipper, which is easily converted by Jacob Groves. First timeout of the game. Oh, I thought I had a timeout call there. Wasn't. Beg your pardon.
It's just too loud in here, Bob.
Yeah, I heard a horn. I thought it was going to be a timeout call. I thought it's a bit of a strange time to call it. And that will be end line for Leicester Riders. No, into the game now will come Dre Jeffries will replace Jacob Groves, And it's 16-15 Sharks.
What a phenomenal start to the game from Jacob Groves so far. 4 points for him. But Leicester still edging it out with a 1-point lead. Spencer Johnson on 7 points personally.
Steal by Anderson, and this is a quick one, and that's, oh, what was Jeffries trying to do then? Lands awkwardly, thinks he's got fouled, he isn't, hasn't been, and Thompson is just showing a masterclass again. He's leading, or joint leader, with 8 points right now. The other end, Rotino's going to get rejected by Tom. This is the other thing, he is a leader in blocks in the league as well, Thompson.
He definitely is. 2.5 blocks a game, leading the league, controlling the paint. The Sharks there trying to go a little bit of small ball, subbing out Ocharobia, go with a smaller lineup. So Thompson will take a seat as Leicester try to match that energy. Expect to see a lot of run and gun basketball and quick, fast-paced play right here.
Even right, Abercrombie. And they'll work from the perimeter and then try and find somebody to back in. This time it's going to be Shelton for the first time for 2.
Great play from Shelton for 2 there. He took his time, found his balance, and an easy finish inside.
Ronnie Glasgow Jr., Jeffries, Bertino, they're getting a bit deeper. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Who's going to be the man to eventually pull a shot away? It's going to be Rodney Glasgow Jr. That's very proficient for 3.
That's beautiful, beautiful play there from the Sharks. Great drive from Reese. His drive got taken away. A good kick out. Nice knockdown from Glasgow.
Ethan Wright, Abercrombie. Give and go to Jackson. Shelton scored on his first attempt. Where's that going? That's going to go too long. Will be claimed by Leicester. Last touch came off Drake Jeffries.
And you got to tip your hat to Leicester here. The aggressiveness that they're hitting the boards with, especially the offensive boards, is helping create those extra chances or extra touches on the ball and extra points ultimately.
19 points apiece. 1:19 remaining. What's been a very rapid first quarter. Leads have been traded. Hunter not going to, oh, it did find its way in. I think it was going to, but it did.
An instant offense there for Hunter. Had a couple minutes on the bench, subs right back in. Shows us what he can do from mid-range.
Rodney Glasgow, options left and right. Here's Mike Ocharobia. Can be careful he doesn't get the offensive foul he occasionally gets, but there's 2 more to add to the tally, and we're still tied 21 apiece.
And that's where the Sharks can hurt this Leicester Riders team. Inside, Big Mike, when he's got his back to the basket and his man sealed, he can be dangerous.
Abercrombie up and over, and Jordan Rotino will swiftly move for the first time. James Reese, the 5th, into the action. Jeffries for 3.
Big shot from Drake Jeffries. The kick out, the skip over. Big shot from him. 1, 2, 3.
That's the kind of game we think we're probably going to get for the rest of tonight. 3 points, and obviously last offense here for the Riders. Abercrombie shapes again. That's off right. Sharks will have 5 seconds to do something with it. Reese, the 5th, will do something with it. Gets fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line for 2.
And that's a smart take from James Reese. He's so good when he gets to that mid-range spot, specifically in the middle paint at the top of the key there. So great take from him. Leicester Riders trying to get to him, trying to close out, but outstretched hands seem to knock him there. Yeah, it was the swipe from right. So James Reese will finish this quarter off with a couple of free throws.
Still 1.6 on the clock as well. They might just have time for a punt. That'll be a very long one. Biggest lead of the game for the Sharks, 4 points.
This first quarter has absolutely flown by. Only 4 fouls called throughout the whole quarter.
2 for 2. Yep. 2 free throws gives the Sharks a 5-point lead. And here comes the attempt. Is it in time? Oh, hello. Is there a bit of basket interference there? No. Too late.
After it touches the rim, it's fair game. You can go and knock it off the ring. So,
yeah,
smart play from Drake Jeffries there, but almost a deadly play there for the Sharks. They almost gave one away at the end.
So 26-21 it is after 10 minutes play, with 8 for Ricky McGill, 8 for Charles Thompson, 7 for Spencer Johnson, and they are the leading scorers, and they're the stats so far, Mike.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing that stands out to me is the three-point shooting. Obviously, Sharks 4 3-pointers made, shooting at a high clip, but Leicester Riders 1 for 8 from the three-point line, so just really struggling on that end. Leicester Riders have yet to get to the free throw line. And Riders winning that rebound war, so that's been giving them a few extra points in the paint, a few extra touches in the paint. But again, 1 for 8 from the three-point line. You can expect that a Riders team that is second in the league in three-point shooting with 36% will eventually start to find their rhythm, find the arc.
Well, Sharks have contributed right through here with Jeffries, McGill, Nixon, Glasgow Jr., Ocharobia, Reese the Fifth, Groves, all with points. And here are some of them.
Yeah, what a great start to the game from Ricky McGill. He just came out with the same rhythm and intensity he did last week. You give him a little bit of space, he's going to take advantage of it. And here we see, again, the physicality that Ricky McGill had on the inside. It's no wonder he's leading all scorers on the Sharks with 8 points personal. And he's just had a tremendous playoffs so far. Really stepped up. He's averaging 16 points per game, but so far in the playoffs, 23 points per game, only 3 rebounds a game. He's at 5.5 rebounds a game in the playoffs, so just upping his stats all around. He's the type of player that knows that big-time players have to show up in these big-time situations.
So we look at the Rider stats. Zach Jackson, we've mentioned a lot in the game, has actually had more court time than any other player in the league this year. He's averaging in the 30s pretty much every game. Yeah,
33 minutes a game. It just shows the trust that Coach Rob Paternostro has in this guy. You know, he's a guy who's been around this club for 4 years. So he's a cornerstone. They trust him. He knows what is expected of him. And that's why he'll be out on the floor quite a bit tonight.
Victor Nduko in for the first time. Wright goes for 3. It's too long. And Jeffries will claim the rebound and will send Ronnie Glasgow Jr. on his way. Bit of interaction between a couple of players there. They were trying to jostle for position. Here comes Jeffries, off balance and way off target too, but then put back in by Mike Ocharobia. He was alive to the situation there, realized that ball was going to go nowhere near, was there to reclaim it.
Oh, he looks like he's got a little bit of bounce in his step tonight. That was a great offensive rebound from him.
Hunt, that's short from Shelton, and then the foul will be committed.
I was about to say great defense from him until he jumped on that pump fake and got the foul, but smart take for the Riders. But again, another offensive rebound from the Riders. Sharks not doing their best job on boxing out here. We see Zach Jackson fly in from the wing, able to get his hands on the ball. Mike Ocharobia, quick little foul. He'll be regretting that one.
Well, Jackson to the line for 2. Not off the mark as yet.
And free throws is something you're going to want to keep an eye on in this game. This could come down to the wire. This could be a very close series. And free throws are those gimme points that you want.
No, neither of those finds its way into the hoop. So, Sharks get away with that one. Ocharobia gets away with it too. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. Here's James Reese, the 5th. Looks for options. It's back to Glasgow. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Got to find something inside. Going to have to go all the way. Not quite enough strength, but he's going to get another chance here. Then it gets rejected. Then it comes off his foot. He's involved in pretty much everything right now.
I mean, Sharks, great job on staying aggressive on the rebounds, but beautiful job there from Ethan Wright defensively. Not giving away anything easy.
Dooku to Jalen Hunter. He's got 4 already registered in the game. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. trying to keep him at bay for the moment. Here is Jackson still looking to open his account. This should be where he does so. And he'll get an and 1 too.
Oh, look at that take there. Through all the traffic, all the contact, still finds a way to find his footing and finish at the basket. Quick look here They're running him off the high screen and roll. He just keeps turning that corner, but Sharks body's flying everywhere. And Zach Jackson finds it in off the glass.
First time out of the game has been called by Atiba Lions. To just have a chat with his team, who do hold a slender lead, and we'll see whether Zach Jackson can add to his 2 on the free throw line. But it's got all the tempo and all the impetus and all what you would expect from playoff basketball at this stage. And these two teams know each other so well. The two coaches know each other even better, you'd say. Amount of times they've gone head-to-head.
They definitely do. It's a quick look here at the top 3 scorers. I mean, obviously Ricky McGill starting the game out absolutely on fire. Prentice Nixon and Michael Garobia not far behind. Charles Thompson able to find his rhythm, getting out on the break early. Spencer Johnson, some big plays from him. This is the kind of game where you're going to need multiple players hitting double figures if you want to find that advantage at the end of this one.
Very low scoring in the other game, by the way. They're into the second period. It's London 16, Newcastle 15. Very few points in the first 10 minutes there. In fact, we've got twice as many points here as they have in London right now.
They definitely do. That's an interesting matchup down there as well. Obviously, London, the home court advantage team, playing their home court advantage game at home first. So the second leg will be in Newcastle. So that'll be one to definitely keep your eyes on.
Yeah, big trip for them to come on Sunday. Zach Jackson missed his first 2 free throws. Third time lucky, maybe. Let's see. Crowd's giving him the bird. Oh, it's thought about it, wiped its feet, and then decided to drop in. So he's underway on free throws, underway on points. He's got 3 now. Lead is trimmed to 4. Reese the 5th. Brittino will go for nothing, and then Michael Tarovia can't throw it back in. 2 opportunities going a begging there for the Sharks. Ocherobia bundled his man over. They wanted a foul given on the Riders bench. They didn't get it. Reese the 5th will finger roll for 2.
Beautiful take from Reese the 5th there. Nice pump fake, get his defender on his feet, and an easy finish inside.
Jalen Hunter for the Riders, and Reese the 5th saying you're not going to have an easy way to the basket here. I'm going to try and stop you every step of the way. That comes from the back of Jordan Retino, so will be Riders ball. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Sharks up by 6.
Some fresh blood coming into the game here. Jamel Anderson, Nixon, Groves, and Charles Thompson back in for the Riders.
There's James Reese the 5th just sitting down with 4 points. There's a chat going on with Jalen Hunter about something with the officials. Rob Paternoster is not happy with something, talking to the referee from a distance.
Well, he took quite the knock from Michael Charobia on the play before. Referees didn't see that one. So I think a bit of frustration on that play.
Right, needs to get the ball in. He does. Hunter has no angle for the shot. That goes in, looks out from Ethan Wright.
The three-point struggles continue for this Leicester Riders team. Still not able to find their way from three-point line.
Nixon puts it out for Groves. Rarely misses, doesn't miss on this occasion. 3 more to add. Timeout Leicester.
And there you go. The Sheffield Sharks now 5 for 9 from three-point line, shooting at an incredibly high clip, and those kind of shots can be absolute daggers when you're trying to fight to get the lead back.
Biggest lead of the game too now for the Sharks, 9 points, and Atiba Lions used his timeout pretty well. Now Rob Paternoster is doing the same. Yeah, I must admit there were a lot of angst-looking faces on the Riders bench with that one with Ocherobia just now, and everybody's going, come on, this has got to be a foul. Well, refs right on top of it didn't see it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously refs aren't going to make every call, but also it's playoff basketball. You've got to be able to get up and shake plays off and get on to the next one. But for the Riders, you got to think, if 1 for 10 from three-point land right now, if a couple more of those went in, it would be a different story in terms of the score. But it's not like the Riders are taking bad shots. They're getting good looks. They're getting open looks. So if you're Coach Rob Paternoster, you just got to keep encouraging. You know, keep shooting good shots, keep shooting open shots. Don't force anything.
Sharks are burying most of those. The Riders are not currently. That's the story of the game. That's why the Sharks have a 9-point advantage. 7:20 to go in the second. A few changes might be being made here. Well, Groves back on. Nixon back in. Same five that just stepped out, stepping back in. And timeout obviously now finished. The Riders are going to hopefully be roused by the call from their coach. Johnson, Hunter, Thompson, oh, straight into the hands of Jamel Anderson. Trying to put it out wide, but Anderson read that play very well. McGill says, I've got all the time in the world. If you've got some space here, you can make something of this, potentially. McGill, 6, and he's going to have to do this by himself because there's only 4 seconds now. Maybe it's going to come out from Groves. The rebound, though, comes to Anderson. He'll get a second chance. Here comes Otorobia for 2 more. He goes to 6.
And that's a high IQ play from Jacob Groves there. Saw that Otorobia had the mismatch down low. Quick pass inside.
3-point attempt, rolls in and rolls out. That's another one that doesn't drop for Jalen Hunter.
Again, 10 missed threes here from the Riders. And we're not even all the way through the first half.
Groves, Anderson, quick give and go to Nixon, who will think about driving. Does drive, does shoot, does put it just wide of the hoop, and it goes back into Leicester possession with Abercrombie. Now Thompson. Spencer Johnson had quite an early impact with a few points. They need a shot though. They've got 6 to go. That doesn't find its way in. The threes are just not dropping for the Riders there. Every single attempt bar one so far has not found its way into the hoop. Different at the other end though, and that's going to be a bit of a juggling act, but Nixon comes to the rescue for the Sharks. Otorobia, give and go to Nixon, falling back for none, and that's going to be Riders' ball. Just a little bit scrappy last couple of minutes.
Yeah, a little bit scrappy, a little bit of chaos there. Obviously, had to get that shot off before the shot clock expired, but not a lot of rhythm in the offense on that possession.
Sharks up by 9. Johnson, Hunter. Johnson will go the long way round and gets rejected by Otorobia. And are they going to get the ball back? Yes, they are. And can they put it back in from Johnson? And that is going to be an offensive foul.
Offensive foul from Spencer Johnson. Prentice Nixon able to take the hit, absorb it, and fall over. Take a quick replay at it here. Riders. Mike Otorobia doing a great job of protecting the rim right here. But again, Riders coming up with an offensive rebound. Riders sticking with the play here, Nixon.
Prentice had his cylinder there, didn't he? He was right in the right place.
Known for taking quite a few charges in this arena throughout the whole season, so no surprise on that one.
Groves, is he going to go? Oh, there's a foul. Nixon got fouled by Abercrombie. Did he? Zach Jackson actually has got the foul on that one. First for him.
So take a quick look at the replay here. We see Prentice Nixon setting the screen. Zach Jackson, bit of a collision there. Probably could have went either way. Sharks coming up with it.
Sharks by 11. Nixon. Back in, and then he'll go full thrust forward, 4-2. You know it's going in when he gets in that situation, don't you? He's gone to 6.
What a take from Prentice Nixon. The stutter, the left hand finger roll, just rolls right on in.
Jalen Hunter has no options apart from to give it back to Abercrombie. They've been boxed out really well here. Riders haven't got a good look from anybody. They might have now from Jackson. He's going to try and shoot for 2. And no, basket. Time had expired.
Wow, no basket there. Sharks pushing this Riders team to play towards the end of the clock. And what would have been an amazing shot there was saved by the bell.
Just a bit indecisive at times are the Riders right now. Groves is anything but. Nixon twists, turns, shoots. That's off right, and that will be claimed this time by Abercrombie. As Riders look to get some impetus into this move, and Thompson can't get it. He comes back though, popped back in by Jalen Hunter for 2.
Smart play there from Jalen Hunter. Obviously not on the turnover, but able to recover it quickly, and a little pop shot for him. Just the offensive spark they need.
That's not going to find its way in by Nixon either this time. It's rare. They just put him in from short range, but he didn't on this occasion. Hunter gets fouled. No, ball's out of play. No foul. It's just ball out of bounds. And in comes Rotino and James Reese the fifth. Otorobia steps out. And so too does Prentice Nixon. Using Nixon quite sparingly tonight. I know he had an eye knock at the weekend.
Well, he did have an eye knock, and I know he went in for a scan to see if anything was broken, but nothing broken, so he's back in the game. He'll be playing all night. But Hunter again coming alive in this second quarter, back-to-back baskets.
And the other end, that's not going to find from Ricky McGill, who's back into the action again. Riders might have a little bit of a charge here. Abercrombie being stood up by Jacob Groves, but have they found a way through? There's going to be a foul on Ricky McGill.
Yeah, Ricky McGill, kind of wrong place, wrong time there for Ricky. Stuck in the middle, but try to get his hands up and play good defense.
And timeout called by the Sharks, just to take a little bit of the momentum out of the Leicester Riders at this stage.
Yeah, good timeout call there from Coach Atiba Lyons, trying to slow things down a little bit. A lot of chaotic play throughout that quarter. Sheffield still leading the quarter with 11 points to 7. But Leicester Riders really coming alive in the last minute or so with some great efforts from this guy right here, Hunter. As we see, nice little shot from him there, and then again, off the inbound, a great drive there. No help side defense from the Sharks, and he's able to finish at the rim. So he'll definitely be a guy the Sharks will be cluing in on. The Riders just need to find a little bit more offensive production. You know, when those three-point shots aren't falling, you got to start looking at other things and other shots that can give you confidence. And playing a little bit more inside or finding inside-out basketball, high-low pass basketball. But they've got to find a way to keep it going as we head into the final minutes of this first half.
Around about the same time in London, and the Lions are 30-26 up on Newcastle, so very tight, not as many points, but pretty much at the same stage in their first leg as we are here at the Cannon Medical Arena. The Sharks did have a 13-point lead. It's been trimmed to 9 now, and will be maybe trimmed a little bit more. Spencer Johnson not done too much wrong tonight. 7 points personal from him. And he's going to go to the line for 2, which will, again, trim the lead maybe a little bit more. Haven't been that great for free throw territory either, particularly. That's the three-point range has really been the problem. Why have we got a hold up here?
I believe there's a...
See a lot of people rushing on. We got the disco lights on, that's why.
I'm a fan of the disco lights, Bob.
I think
right place and right time.
Actually, doing a bit of a groove at this point. I mean, we've got the dancers here to do a job at halftime, but if you fancy joining in,
I'll put your name forward if you need, Bob.
That'll be after the season's done, when I put my back out, almost certainly. Right, the disco lights have stopped now, so sound to light has disappeared, and we can get back to the action with Spencer Johnson.
For that.
Tubing the free throw line from him. First of which is very tame, very short.
And again, we talked about it before. This is a team that shoots 75% from the free throw line. And as of right now, they are 1 for 4. Just not able to find that rhythm so far this game.
Second one is also short, and Jordan Martino gets the rebound, and wonder, you might be saying that at the end of the game, one of those free throws quite key in terms of the overall differential between the two teams after the first 40 minutes. Remember, they play again on Sunday. McGill again for two. First man into double figures.
Yeah, McGill just showing the variety of ways that he can attack the basket. Nice, easy take on the inside for him.
Jackson will go full throttle to put that away for two. Been very quiet by his standards in the game so far, but that takes him to 5. Anderson, quick switch with McGill. McGill says, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of the momentum out of this. And then that's a lovely return. Anderson can't put it away, though. Lovely creative play, which they just weren't able to finish off. Jackson stumbles his way through, and then Rotino says, I'll take this and don't mind. Rotino puts it out to James Reese V. Now McGill looks enticingly, invitingly in that three-point play. Here it comes, and there it goes, just off right. And it will be Ryder's ball with Abercrombie. He hasn't opened his account as yet. He's had the chance, but not found the range or the rhythm quite yet. Thompson. Thompson, yet more Thompson, and that's going to be too long.
And just Ryder's just not finding that rhythm offensively. I know we keep harping on it, but they're just, I think, needs a little bit more execution. They need to go into some more sets to find some plays for certain specific guys, because what they're doing right now isn't working.
Minute 27 remaining in the half. Groves backs in, then puts it back out. 10 seconds, McGill. I think we know where this potentially might be going. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And there it goes.
Wow, Ricky McGill. Phenomenal play. After missing a big three on the play before, just comes back with all the confidence and knocks down the floater.
Lead is 11. Up that three-pointers again. Every single three-pointer, apart from one attempt tonight, has not found the target. And that's the big difference in the scoreline. Sharks have 45 seconds, and oh, he's done it again. He just keeps doing it and keeps doing it. He's gone to 15 in a blink of an eye.
Unstoppable. What a shot from Ricky McGill on that last play.
Jackson being boxed out a little bit, but not enough for the Sharks to prevent him from getting that shot away for two.
And that's a 12. Great response there from Zach Jackson.
James Reese V.
And Sharks just being phenomenal on their attack, being relentless, attacking the basket. No let up in them.
Last offense will be Leicester's. It'll be Ethan Wright. Ethan Wright is going to lose it. Maybe Sharks might get a chance. Wright shoots, but he's off right. And that has been a very productive first 20 minutes for the Sheffield Sharks. They will take a 14-point advantage into the break. The home crowd are happy. He should be happy. And the Riders must be thinking, where have our three-point shooters gone tonight?
They definitely will. I mean, such an efficient team from behind the three-point line, 36.4%, second in the league. But tonight, so far, only one three-pointer for 13. So just struggling from behind that three-point line. And not typically a team that lives by the three, dies by the three. But when you can't get any kind of offensive production, as a coach, you're definitely going to be frustrated there. And obviously, looking at the stats here, the two big ones for the Riders sticking out. Only 1 for 5 from the free throw line, but then that 1 for 13 from the three-point line is really, really killing them right now. Obviously, Sharks, great job from behind the three-point line. It's 50%, beautiful percentage there. Rebound war, pretty much even, but Sharks, 11 assists, the Leicester Riders 4. Sharks doing a great job of moving the ball and not really mattering who's putting the ball in the basket, just finding the right person for it.
Well, we teed up Ricky McGill, didn't we, at the beginning of the game because of what he did against the Cheshire Phoenix last weekend. He's pretty much picked up where he left off.
He definitely has. Here we see the way he started this game. It's so impressive from behind the three-point line. And once he hits his first one, all the confidence in the world. But here we see Spencer Johnson with the lone three of the game for the Riders. That's the only one they got here. Smart play here from Shelton. Nice little baseline spin move. And James Reese creating for Rodney Glasgow. And Sharks, again, 11 assists so far on the night, doing a great job of sharing that ball ground. Another assist here to Drake Jeffries. One of their 6 threes on the night so far. And another one there from Jacob Groves. We all know what kind of high clip he can shoot from, but then this is the play that kind of got Ricky McGill going in this second quarter. He's a guy who can take over games on the flip of a switch, and that's exactly what he did here. Multiple plays in a row, just giving offensive production from all over the map. And it was the Ricky McGill show in the last 2 minutes of that second quarter.
So 46-32 here, by the way, in London with 2 minutes to go in the second period. London up by 35-33 now against Newcastle. Right, we'll have the plays of the week, and also we'll hear some words of wisdom from Prentice Nixon in our halftime review. See you soon.
A new dawn has risen in British hoops as Super League basketball has taken center stage. But this is about more than basketball. This is where legends rise and rivalries are written. Every game is a battle, every moment is electric, and every fan is a part of the journey. It's time to stand tall as the future unfolds, and Super League basketball gets set to be bigger and better than anything we've seen before. New season, new stories, new champions to be crowned. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, every second counts. Every shot matters. Nothing is given, everything is earned. So who will rise, who will dominate, and who will make history? A new dawn rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball. A new dawn is here.
Basketball is the second most played sport by young people in the UK. And this is a great opportunity for us to engage the younger generation in being more sustainable, recycling more, and ultimately reducing waste and protecting the environment.
In the trash can and throwing this away in the trash can, you're doing it in the right place. You're composting, you're recycling, you're reducing, reusing. It's just super important to learn that from a young age because you carry that into your adult life.
I majored in marine science and I minored in sustainability. So it's actually really exciting to see us partner with a company who is really invested in sustainability.
I think it's fantastic. BIFA is such a quality name in the waste and sustainability sector. We're a quality name in our sector. They're very much about community. We're very much about community. So I think it's going to be a great partnership.
Sheffield means a lot, man. They picked me up at a time when I didn't have a job. I was at home kind of just working a job in the grocery store late nights, just trying to keep my dream alive, playing professional basketball. And Coach Atiba called me and Sheffield came through, and I mean, they mean the world to me. I hope, they feel that love every time I step on the court for them and the passion I feel for this city and these fans and this organization. Without them, I don't know where my career would be at right now, so I owe them everything at this moment in time.
Nixon for three, splashes it.
I think as time went on, as I got better, I kind of realized like I could take this a long way. And when offers start rolling in, then you kind of put in perspective, like if you work hard enough, you could really be a pro at this. You could really do this for a long time. And that's what keeps me motivated now. Just that kid that had a dream, and just, you know, playing basketball at the highest of highs. And I mean, I don't know, it's taking me this far. So who knows how far it can take me in the future. When I transferred to Iowa State, I ended up playing with a guy named Tyrese Halliburton. He's a starting point guard for the Pacers. One of my, you know, close friends. I played with a guy named Mario Shayak that plays in the EuroLeague with Tel Aviv. Nick Weiler-Babb plays in Bayern Munich right now. So I played with a slew of guys that just are looked at some of the best in the world, and it kind of makes you step your game up, man. My Iowa State was a learning process because, you know, coming from Colorado State, I was averaging maybe 17, 18 points a game, and transferring to a Big 12 school with guys like that, it doesn't put you at the bottom of the totem pole. But it just puts in perspective like how much work you got to do to continue to get better at your craft and continue to like elevate and develop. I think by the way I play, I think the passion I play with makes me feel bigger than what I am on the court. You know, being 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", however you want to call it, people look at you a certain way. I mean, all my life it's been like that. For the longest, I wasn't a point guard. I was too small to play the two. So I've heard a lot of things. You know, I'm not athletic enough. I don't shoot the ball well enough. I heard it all. But at the end of the day, I'm a basketball player, and I can play with the best of them, man. I can go out there, you roll the balls out. By the time the game's over, it don't matter if he's 6'2" or he's 6'5". Like, my impact on the game, I think, goes a long way. I want to win as much as we can. I mean, I feel like Sheffield deserves that. This organization deserves that. To be looked at as one of the premier teams in this league, you gotta have some hardware. So I think we got all the tools in the making for it. But we gotta take it one day at a time. And I remember, like, you know, it's gonna be a target on our back because we got a lot of talent. But at the end of the day, dogs gotta hunt. So that's what we're gonna go do.
Timberlake will go for the jam himself this time. That ring is certainly getting a lot of reverberations.
It's a slam fest in this fourth quarter.
Steele, not like that one. Trying to get into the Delicum, and Steele's going to try to make up for that. Not before Hansi Begovic throws it down. And just what I was saying, be careful time with the ball. Hansi Begovic steps in front and gets the fans back into it.
Eagles off to the races. James spins off of Irving, finishes with Del Pesh. Wow. Says this is my block party. Wow.
Austin backs in. They're going to have to go outside of Timberlake, and they're trying every effort. And you can go for the slam and go for the jam. It may not matter overall.
We have liftoff. Scott Grayson.
Miguel Clay!
Have that! Throw down the hammer, big fella. What a play, Donovan Clay.
Walsh is absolutely volleyball spiked by the Leeds best shot blocker.
Charles Thompson enjoys those, doesn't he? More than anything else, you can just see.
What a good psychological advantage it would be for the home club if they can go out up on the aggregate.
As Mitchell swats the ball into the stands. DJ Mitchell, not in his house.
Back out to right. Uses it. for the one-handed jab.
Unbelievable, it's a broken play, and it winds up in the hands of Ethan Wright, who just sort of pressed the ejection button.
Manchester doing a great job. Nice cross, and he drops Irving. Take a seat, young man.
Oh, that's going to be on the plays of the week.
Anderson says, Ricky, just go to the right. Anderson, oh, I can do that too. My name is Jamel Anderson.
Jamel Anderson rises up.
Where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League Basketball. A new dawn is here.
Yes, we are very much looking forward to the O2 Arena in 9 days' time. One of these two teams will be there at the moment. The emphasis and the advantage is very much mic'd up with the Sheffield Sharks by 14 at the break.
It definitely is, Bob, and the Sheffield Sharks have come out on fire in this first half. Absolutely beautiful performance from them. Close one up there with the Lions and Newcastle too, if you see that on your screen, but we're down here at the Cannon Medical Arena, and 46 points for the Sheffield Sharks to Leicester's 32. And the guy who's probably been the focus in that first half is definitely Ricky McGill. 6 for 10 from the field so far. He's on 15 points personal, the only guy in the building in double digits, and he's always a threat with that basketball in his hands. And he's just special. The way he can push the tempo, dictate the pace of the game, switch speeds so quickly, but also shoot that three ball. Unbelievable from behind the three-point line. But here we see, you know, the mirage of ways he did it in this first half. Big three-pointer from him here. And after last week's 31-point performance, it's no surprise that he's leading all scorers here in the first half.
Yeah, 15 for him. Nearest challenger in terms of points is 8 from Thompson and 8 from Hunter. So he's nearly got double what anybody else has got on the court tonight.
He definitely does. And obviously he will be a guy that the Riders will be talking about in that locker room at halftime. They've got a clue on him. They've got to slow him down, but then they've also got to find a way to get some offensive production going and find some rhythm, especially from behind that three-point line.
So, in case you're a latecomer to us tonight, in all blue are the Sheffield Sharks, all red for the Leicester Riders, and they need to get that production going on the three-point play, because it ain't happening right now. It's not quite happening at all from outside, but it's happening for Mike Ocharobia, who goes to 8-point personal.
Great start for the half for Mike Ocharobia. 8 points for him. In the absence of Donovan Clay, he's finding a way to make an impact.
Johnson, Jackson for three. No, it continues. The drought continues from three-point range.
For me, it was shot selection there. I think they probably could have found a little bit of a better shot. It was a little bit rushed.
McGill backs in, gives it to Jacob Groves. Thought that was going to drop for two. It doesn't. It rolls around and falls back to Jalen Hunter. Hunter falling away for two.
And Hunter picking up where he left off. He was the only one who had a little bit of rhythm going in that second quarter. That bumps him up to 10 points personal. The only guy in double digits for this Riders team. He's going to need some of his colleagues to step up.
Jacob Groves. Ricky McGill Prentice Nixon is down to 5 on the shot clock. He'll go twist and turn, and now it needs to come in. The shot has come in now from Nixon. It's too late.
Good kick out there, but Nixon had to get it off too quick. Not able to get his feet set on that shot.
Johnson, no, too strong. And I don't know what's happening. The lid is on that basket for the Leicester Riders tonight. They're just not finding anything when it comes to the all-string department. That's not too good either from Ricky McGill for a change. Very, very rare. He doesn't put those away, but he did on this occasion. Jackson, Thompson, they need him to step up, and falling away. That's not going to drop either. And at the moment, we've not had much production, have we? We've only had 2 points in just over 2 minutes.
Yeah, just if you're the Riders, again, there's not much offense being run, no set plays. They're going to need something.
That's going to be an and one for Prentice Nixon.
Well, I couldn't believe he got up there to get the pass. The pass was a bit wild, lob pass, but the ability to get the pass and then find his feeding inside and finish was phenomenal. We see here, passes it off in a horn set, a little back screen. He's able to get the ball and the reach in from Abercrombie and one. Special skill to be able to finish in traffic like that. Prentice Nixon is the man for the job.
Abercrombie, first player to go to 2 fouls. Oh, and again, he missed a couple in the game against Cheshire last weekend, which is rare for him. And he missed again. There's no mask tonight, so he can't blame it on that. When he missed the free throw last Sunday, he threw away the mask. He's not wearing it tonight, but it's so rare because he was 89% from free throw territory all season.
Yeah, well, and we've got Johnny Nelson in the building, cruiserweight boxing legend, boxing commentator sitting courtside. He's a regular here at the Camden Medical Arena. But Prentice Nixon, yeah, only their second time to the line tonight, so maybe they just need a couple more trips to find some rhythm.
Hunter, Riders are 16 adrift and not really started terribly well in the second half. That's going to be a foul on... Just waiting for clarification whether that's Groves or Anderson. It's going to be on Anderson. And that's on the arm, and that takes him to the line for 2.
And I think that's a smart take there from Johnson. You know, obviously the three-point shooting woes are on display. So instead of settling for a three-point shot, attack the basket, get on the inside. You know, a little bit short on that one, but I think they're a little bit short on everything tonight. But despite those misses, I think it's a smart play from him. If you're the Riders and you want to get yourself back into it, you have to find other ways to score. You can't be a one-dimensional team.
Johnson's on 7. Still on 7.
Both teams struggling from the free throw line tonight. Could be.
I'll tell you, whoever they play in the final is going to capitalize on that. They need to put those away, but Prentice does the backdoor routine, and he goes to double figures.
Unbelievable backdoor play from Nixon there. Defender got knocked on the back screen, and he was wide open down the lane. And this Sharks team, 18-point lead. Unbelievable from them. We'll take a quick look at the play here. Hunter, he got rocked on that one. He's looking for the foul. But Nixon and the Sharks take advantage, and a big play from them forces the Riders into a timeout situation. You see Coach Atiba Lyons here talking to his guys. And if your Lions right here, you have to remember that we're only 1/4 of the way through this two-legged affair. So, you know, only 25% through, so you can't really focus on this game. You have to focus on the whole thing as a whole. So you can't be happy with a lead like this. You have to keep playing all the way to the end of this one.
But from Rob Paternostro's point of view, right, everything they've worked on this week, they've been working on the three-point plays, they've been working on the free throws, everything they must have done in the lead-up to this game just doesn't seem to be working right now.
Well, I mean, when you miss a few shots early from behind the three-point line, that can have a big effect on your mental throughout the whole game. So now guys that are typically catch and shoot guys that are confident shooters, they might be second guessing themselves. And the only guy really on the floor right now that I've seen who doesn't really have that look in his eye is Jalen Hunter. So they're going to need guys like Zach Jackson and Thompson to step up and finish plays.
Hunter's having a pretty good night, and Wright doesn't get that. And they'll come back to Prentice Nixon, who'll go coast to coast and put it up, and a lovely little finger roll for two. And he's catching up Ricky McGill now.
That was just pretty, wasn't it, Bob? That was just making it look easy.
He's on 12. That's coming from downtown. At last, a three-point finds its target. Jalen Hunter goes to 13.
Like I said, Jalen Hunter, the only guy right now for this Riders team that looks like he wants it, looks like he wants to be in this game and is ready for it.
Ricky McGill, Nixon. I did say he's always good for 15 to 20. He's on 12. No, he's not. He's on 14 now.
And you talk about guys being streaky, guys, you know, getting a few buckets in a row. Prentice Nixon can definitely do that with his consistency, but beautiful. 2 takes to the rim from him. Incredible production from him.
Otorobia made it difficult. Thompson gets the 2. They wanted an and 1. They didn't get it.
That's a big athletic play right there. That was a tough shot to make from Thompson. Beautiful finish from him.
Just got it back to Jacob Groves. Now Otorobia. A bit short. And Abercrombie says, thank you. We'll take a bit of that if you don't mind. And they'll put nothing in at the other end. They'll get the rebound, however. Hunter wants a bit of it. Wright wants a bit of it. And back in from Thompson. He's just worked his way up to 12 points now.
Thompson sticking with the play. Despite the missed shot, he's still creating for himself, using his athleticism and his physicality down low to his advantage.
Okorobia, that's going to drop. No, it's not. He's going to drop. The ball does not, however. Jackson. It's a bit more fluid now until they throw it away, and Ricky McGill intercepts. But he's on his own now, needs some support to arrive. It is arriving from Jacob Groves. Slow, steady, fairly ponderous build-up for the Sharks here. Now, the call's offensive on Otorobia.
I don't see where big Mike Otorobia went wrong there. It looked like he had his feet set. We'll take a quick look at it here.
Is that a reputation thing?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like his feet were. He was maybe slightly moving, but that's a tough call there. Maybe. But if you're the Riders, you're happy with that one. It breaks the momentum for the Sharks here a little bit, gives them another opportunity on the offensive end.
Hunter doing a lot of the creative work. Abercrombie hasn't scored and still has not, and that's put back in by Ethan Wright for his first 2. But again, what are the stats on the three-pointers now?
Well, the three-pointers are missing, but the last 2 possessions they've shot and missed three-pointers, they've picked up the offensive rebound with good putbacks. So at least they're still getting production that way and keeping putting the ball in the basket.
McGill, nice pass, but Anson cannot finish it off, but they will get possession.
Physical game out there. Physical game. This is playoff basketball, Bob. That's what we're here for.
James Reed's the 5th. Definitely what they're here for. And that will be the hand in from Wright. Will give Ricky McGill 5 seconds to make this play as in comes Drake Jeffries. Scored 1-3 tonight. Out goes Jim Anson. Hasn't yet registered. Got double figures. What, 14? 13-14 at the weekend. Hasn't actually got any yet. The lead is 13 for the Sharks. McGill, Tino, need to get a shot in here. They've got 2 seconds. Nope, that's not going to find the target. Jackson. A little bit more fluid here at the moment are the Riders, and they were. Hunter, Abercrombie. Kind of a bit of indecision there. Then Hunter will go through, Wright will go for 3, and this time he will drain it.
And finally, 1 drops for Wright. He was 0 for 4 before that. Now 1 for 4. And this Riders team, a team that could get hot in a hurry.
Groves, no. never really looked set for that. And the lead is down to 10. It might be a single-digit lead in just a moment. Bit of a run here for the Riders. If this drops, and it does not, but they're going to get the rebound. They get a lot of these rebounds. Wright gets it. Wright puts it back up, and they are now heading in the right direction. So much so, Atiba Lyons says, I've seen enough of this. I want to call a halt to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you might be able to see a replay of that play there, but that was unbelievable. They're not giving up anything easy, but phenomenal job from Wright sticking with the play on that one. Almost bobbled out of his hands and got the finish. But here we see basketball's a game of runs, and Leicester Riders are now making their run at this, able to cut back that massive lead. As we see here, looking inside, big play from Thompson, which helped kind of spark this run from them. Ethan Wright not able to finish, but offensive rebounding was absolutely key for this Riders team in the third quarter. And again here, back-to-back plays where they had easy putbacks to get them back into it. Hunt, beautiful cross there and kick. And finally, Ethan Wright ends the three-point drought. And again here, Ethan Wright, look at just has to do everything he can to get to the basket and finish here. The offensive rebound, almost the steal, 2 steps, the bump, the finish. What a play from the Leicester Riders player, Ethan Wright.
Sharks have only scored 10 points in this quarter in nearly 7 minutes of play.
And Leicester Riders up at 16 points, so we can see a big upswing for Leicester Riders. They're finding a little bit more offensive production around the horn as Rob Paternostro talking to security, not happy with some of the fans behind his bench. It's heated in here. Everyone's getting heated in the moment. It's playoff basketball.
Yeah, just literally right behind the Riders bench. Obviously saying some things that he wasn't particularly happy with, so security's having a little word, but I don't think there's anything more to be said about that. He's the 5th. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. brought in as maybe the wrecking ball here, potentially. Backing in, Rotino for 2. They're back into scoring ways again.
We love to see it coming out of a timeout situation. Jordan Rotino, typically not a guy with his back to the basket kind of player, but great finish from him inside with the left hand.
Hunter has been the star of the show, really, from the Riders' point of view. Shelton, haven't seen much of him. Hunter, again, seems to be almost dominating the ball. They'll get the rebound. No, they won't. It'll come off the hand of Riley Abercrombie, and Sharks will have it, and they have a 10-point lead still, with 2:26 remaining, but not so productive in this third quarter so far. Ronnie Glasgow Jr. Rotino, quick switch with James Reese, the 5th. They're using a lot of the shot clock again. Glasgow Jr. 7, not a really obvious shot. There was never an obvious one there, but they're going to get the ball back fortuitously, it must be said. And Jacob Groves will see it wriggle around the rim and come back into Leicester Riders' possession with Jalen Hunter. He's the man who's barely come off the court tonight. Shelton, right. Got a couple of blue shirts in the way. They've got down to 7, and no basket on that, but there is a foul which is called on Rodney Glasgow Jr.
Shelton ducking in there. And a little bit of break in play gives the Riders another possession here on the foul call. Shot clock will be reset to 14. Riders, great job of fighting back this quarter. Still a 10-point deficit, but trending in the right direction.
They'd like to get it back into single figures again if they could. Hunter might be the man to do this for 3. Not quite. They get the rebound. Oh, there's going to be a foul call on Ronnie Glasgow Jr., I think. Yep, second one in quick succession, too.
Yeah, 2 tough calls there from Glasgow. Just physical plays on defense, trying to be too aggressive towards the ball. But in a game like this, take a quick look back at this replay here. Hunter on the missed shot there, and Yeah, Glasgow just had his hands on him. A little bit of a hold on that one there, but it's like we said, it's playoff basketball. It's been a physical game so far, and it will continue being a physical game all the way up till Sunday.
33 remaining. Oh, it's going to be foul on Ricky McGill. What's the team foul situation? That's 4. Or is it 5 now? Or is that 5? It is 5, yeah. So they'll go to the line.
And that's if you're Leicester Riders, that's a good sign there. Only a minute 30 left in the quarter, but could potentially pick up 1 or 2 more to get to the line.
Gotta put them away, though. Gotta put them away.
Free throw line struggles tonight from this Leicester Riders team. Unbelievable. They're shooting 14% from the free throw line.
Well, Ethan Wright will at least put that one away.
Also breaks it to 9, so under 10 points here with a minute 20 left to go in this quarter.
Ricky McGill. Having to do a lot of work by himself. Maybe James Reese, the 5th, will help him out, and he does.
That was just a psychic play right there. They were lining that one up moments before it happened. Nice backdoor cut from James Reese.
Hunter puts it out for Jackson's attempt. It wriggles and it giggles and it drops.
And that looks like your typical Jack Jackson kind of play. He came off the screen, caught it, nice square up, good finish. That's the kind of typical plays we see from him.
And here's a steal for Wright for 2 more, and so the game looks very different. They put it back in. There's 2 more for Riley Abercrombie. Opens his account. Now we've got a 6-point ball game. Where has that transformed?
Riders doing a phenomenal job on the offensive boards. They've got 12 of those so far on the night.
McGill gets fouled. We'll go to the line for 2.
A smart play from Ricky McGill, forcing the foul call there, just to slow things down. So we only got 20 seconds left on the clock. He'll want to hit a couple free throws here, as it's been called a shooting foul. Yes, it has. He'll just want to knock 2 more in to try and keep this gap as wide as they can.
Foul was on Shelton, by the way, which is his first. Now it's catching. It is catching, and 1 in, they're not scoring them. Now Ricky McGill's missing them too. It's playoff basketball. The tension is getting to the players. Slightly stiff arms at the moment, but McGill does get the second, and that will take his tally to 16.
Big half. 3 quarters, rather, of basketball from Ricky McGill, who's been such a bright light for this Sharks organization ever since he signed. And it continues here into his playoff run.
Shot clock and game clock identical. Shelton. Just no options, gonna have to go himself. Oh, well, why not? If nobody else is gonna help me out, I'm gonna do it by myself. And that's a very key 3 at a very key time.
Wow, but Ricky McGill comes down the other end and is fouled on the 3-point shot. I'm not sure if we can see a foul call here. Here we'll see the replay right here. Duke Shelton hits the 3, but Ricky McGill came down the other end, got a 3-point shot off, was hit on the arm and fouled. Zach Jackson called for a technical foul.
Does he get 4 now then?
Yeah, he'll get 1 plus the 3 for the 3. So a chance to boost the score by 4 for the Sharks.
Yes, just. Wriggled again, but that takes him to 17. Now here come the 3 points for real. And we got a different shooter for this. No, we're not. Ricky's got that one too. I thought he was stepping out for somebody else, but no, Ricky McGill's got the 3. This will take him to 20 if he puts all of these away. First one hits the target, hits the spot. These are crucial. It's a bit of a dagger to the Riders right at the end of this quarter, isn't it? To potentially lose 4 points here in the blink of an eye. Yeah, steady as she goes and solid as a rock.
Here we see the replay. Ricky came down and Zach Jackson just reached on the arm. Didn't think he fouled him, but
Yeah, all of them this time. All 4 are put away, and there's got no time for the shot. So that's a real twist right at the very end of that quarter. The momentum was all with the Riders, and then suddenly it's like they burst their bubble, and McGill says, okay, fine, I'll just take this.
Yeah, and you bring it within 4 points, and then all of a sudden now the Sharks are back up to that 8 points, and the foul from Zach Jackson, not a typical foul you would see from Zach Jackson, and obviously Zach Jackson's usually pretty Mr. Cool, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Silent leader, but then you see that he really got into his feelings there and got the technical call. So Sharks find a way to knock the Riders out of their rhythm here. As we see, the three-point struggles continue for the Riders, but they've not managed to find a couple in that third quarter. Free throw is still not great from the Riders, but what they have been doing is rebounding the ball exceptionally well, and a lot of those rebounds turning into second chance points. For your Sharks, though, 15 assists to 7, doing a great job of moving that ball around. And the difference maker is the free throws and the three-point shooting for this Shark squad.
Looking at the game in London, the Copper Box, Newcastle are actually in front by 4 now. 57-53 as we enter the last 3 minutes of period 3 down there. So
that's extremely interesting, Bob. You don't want to be a London team that's going in a deficit up to Newcastle. It's a great arena with great fans, hard place to win.
Well, how crucial could those 4 free throws be? Indeed, how crucial could it be that Leicester had missed a lot of theirs and also missed so often from the three-point range tonight? Even so, even though their game is not firing at all cylinders, they are still just 8 points adrift. Remember, they've got home court advantage on Sunday, and they are rarely beaten on home court.
They definitely are. It's great playoff basketball action here. Sharks looking to ice this one with the nice lead going to the second one.
Coutinho, 10 seconds to set something up here, maybe for Anderson. That's going to be no, he's not going to get that ball back at all. But Duke Shelton has the option. Nearly threw it away. Ethan Wright did very well to clutch hold of that one. There's the three-point attempt, which is not going to find its way. But Wright is there to put it back in. And that's the big difference, isn't it? They have been rebounding really well of those three-point plays.
Incredible job on the boards, and a lot of them coming from their guards. Just no box out, and their guards able to just slide right in there, get the offensive rebound, and easy putbacks.
Prentice Nixon needs to just put a bit of momentum in it for the Sharks. Anderson, that's not going to find its way in either. And Hunter is an exceptional game for the Riders with 13 points. We're trying to add to that tally, and the lead is 6. Shelton. Jackson. Shapes it to shoot, does shoot. That's going to be off right, but they're getting the rebounds. And that's going to go out of play and will be a Sharks ball. But at the moment, the rebounds are massively in favor of the Riders. I think we looked at that stat at the end of the third, and it's kind of inexorably going in the Riders' favor.
Well, 13 offensive rebounds for this Leicester Riders points. That's created 16 second chance points. So that's been the difference maker to get them back into this one, is attacking the offensive glass.
Coutinho. Ricky McGill needs to be his outlet here. McGill's going to have to go the long way around. Here comes the 3. And there goes the 3. And there goes the 23.
Ricky McGill says, well, you forgot about me? I'm still here. Big 3 from him.
That one will roll in from Ethan Wright, who's having a good little contribution himself now with 13.
Great play from him. Ethan Wright just working hard on every possession to try and keep the Riders in this one.
7 points now, the differential between these two. Ricky McGill right on halfway. He's going to make tracks very quickly here because they've only got 5 seconds. McGill. Oh, Ricky McGill. You are a superstar.
Wow. Ricky McGill getting on his defender on his heels. Ice cold from behind that three-point line.
26 points, no less, for him. Where would the Sharks be without him last 2 weekends? Unbelievable performance. 26. Is he going to get 30 in this? I wouldn't put it past him. Not quite this time. He is human after all.
You said it there, Bob. A little bit of a heat check. But Sharks back up to a double-digit lead here in the fourth.
Shelton has nowhere to go, and that's a travel. Took the extra step, and changes being made as the big man, Charles Thompson, comes back in. If you're wondering, if you tune in late, where's Donovan Clay tonight, and thinking, well, we haven't seen him on the court, he may be fit, he may not quite be fit to play tonight, but he hasn't actually logged any court time yet.
He definitely hasn't, but he is dressed. He is on the bench. As you see, an offensive foul there from Michael Cherobia, but Donovan Clay, obviously such an influential and impactful player for the Sheffield Sharks this season. Went down with a little bit of an ankle injury in last week's game here at the Cannon Arena versus Cheshire, and has not logged any minutes tonight, but was out on the court warming up, was there in layup lines, so we'll see. Doubtful if he'll get in there tonight, but potential for Sunday.
Johnson. McGill's doing work on both ends of the court, isn't he? He's guarding. That's going to be off right. Yes, it is. And guess who picks up on the rebound? You name it. You got it. It's McGill for another two. It's phenomenal what he's doing tonight.
Now you see me, now you don't. The cross and the lay. Big finish from Ricky McGill.
Lead back to 12. Here comes Johnson the other end. Nope, not going to find its way in this time. Sorry, Thompson, not Johnson.
That was solid defense there from Jamel Anderson, just maintaining his spot, making Thompson earn it.
Brandis Nixon playing the support, a very big support with 14, as he so often does. Groves steps out of bounds.
Grove, he'll be frustrated on that one. Had all his rhythm going. Just stepped out of bounds on there for that long stride. And here we go. See Ricky McGill here on the brick. Whoop. Quick little cross. He is so good at changing speeds and changing directions.
Hunter, almost double team there. Hunter saying, go right to Thompson, but it's going to find its way back behind. Shot clock down to 10. Lead is 12. Otorobia, by the way, the only player in any kind of foul trouble at the moment. He's on 3. That's why he's been withdrawn from the game, for the time being at least. Hunter. Abercrombie bounces off Prentice Nixon twice, 3 times, 4 times. Nixon's doing a great job with him, just not allowing any space. And Thompson is going to get the 2 for that.
Wow. Beautiful take there from Thompson. The spin to the baseline, that high arcing shot. And just brings the Riders right back. 10 points.
McGill. And the last touch did come off from Riders player. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Superman's going to put the ball in play. Give it to Jacob Groves, who spins, turns, and it drops for 2. He goes to 9. The lead goes back up to 12.
Good decision there from Groves. Saw he had a little bit of an advantage, taking it on the inside. Nice finish off the glass.
5 minutes or thereabouts to go. Thompson. Bit on the perimeter here. Hunter. It's 5 seconds. Hunter for 3. Nope. And that will be Sharks ball. And again, those 3-point stats get worse and worse as the night goes on from a Riders' point of view. Nixon, however, just a bit shy with that one. Thompson. Here's a man who's really impressed. Certainly impressed me tonight. Has been Jalen Hunter. Might add another couple to his tally here. Thompson. Down to 8. Not really many ideas at the moment. And that's going to be an intentional foul on Riley Abercrombie.
And what a play from Jamel Anderson there. Great defensive prowess. Getting out, defending the shot here. As we see, just strips it away from Abercrombie. Tries to take off. And because he's that last man back and fouled, it'll be called an intentional.
Jamel, be careful.
A lot of talk going. Jamel, ex-Leicester Rider himself. A lot of his friends, a lot of the fans.
You better put these two away then, Jamel.
Oh, no. He's fired up after that one.
Yeah, you can keep your chat. I'll show you how to do this. Just compose yourself for number 2. Yeah, and of course it's good to have sideline possession as well.
And that's the exact kind of composure you want to see from a veteran player like Jamel Anderson. Knocking free throws down in big moments.
Lead up to 14 for the Sharks in this first leg at the Canada Medical Arena. No foul on Thompson. Ricky McGill. Go on then, Ricky. Oh, come on. He's got his rebound. He's got his own rebound. What more do you want? Here comes Prentice. Here comes Rodney Glasgow Jr. The rebound will be Jacob Groves. He gets fouled by Zach Jackson. That will be his 4th. Or was that already up on the... Yeah, that's his 4th foul.
4th foul for Zach Jackson. Not what you want to see from your leading scorer. 4 minutes left to play. Still a lot of time. It's going to be a guy that you want on the floor in the crucial moments because he plays both ends of the ball. A phenomenal job from Jacob Groves getting up and getting that rebound. And even Ricky McGill rebounding his own three-point shot before that.
I didn't know Jacob Groves had his own song there. They were singing Daddy Cool and Jacob Groves. Not quite. That will be a Riders ball. 15 points the advantage. Go, says Rob Paternoster. Get going, boys. We need some points, and we need them pretty damn quick. Johnson backs into Glasgow Jr. Real meeting of the minds and physicality there. Hunter, not to be, but maybe will be for Thompson. Yes, it will be. So strong.
Huge play from Thompson there. Just big, physical, strong. Able to finish on the inside.
16 points. Oh, Groves, of course, going to just slip there for a moment. He's okay. McGill, Anderson. McGill would like it back. No, Anderson says, I can take this. Well, he doesn't quite, but Groves gets it, loses it, gets it, loses it. And the Riders need to try and trim that 13-point lead if they can, as quickly as possible. Hunter, give and go from Abercrombie. Hunter's going to go baseline. They've got pretty much all the areas covered, including the big man, Thompson. He'll back in. That's a mismatch with Nixon. He's doing a good job with it. But there's a three-pointer they desperately need from Jalen Hunter. 16 for him now.
And that's what Thompson does. He demands so much respect on the offensive end. You have to send the double team. And a great kick out from him and a big knockdown from Hunter.
Nixon on 14. Oh, Prentice Nixon. Well, if that had dropped, that would have been spectacular. It wasn't. And Spencer Johnson has it for the Riders. Backing in, and that's going to fall. And the foul will be on Charles Thompson. Just waiting for confirmation of that. No, it's not. It's on... It is on Thompson, yeah, it was.
Extremely scrappy out there. It's getting very chippy here. We see Thompson not able to get it. Groves, the rebound. And just hands and bodies everywhere, but Groves able to come back up with it. Possession back to the Sharks.
Sharks up by 10. 2:12 remaining in the first leg, remember. They'll do it all again in Leicester Sunday afternoon. Sharks would love to have a double-digit lead to take back to the East Midlands in a couple of days' time. Jacob Groves, has he got an option? He has got an option, and that's a foul on Mike Gossard. Not him committing the foul this time, but he gets fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line for 2. The foul is on Riley Abercrombie.
And that wraparound pass was impressive from Groves there. Groves holding the ball in the paint, able to wrap it around.
4 for Abercrombie now.
And find Ocharobia in the paint, so he'll hit his chance from the free throw line for 2.
This could take Ocharobia into double figures. Not like that. Free throws have not been that impressive on either side tonight, to be absolutely honest. Both sides have got the yips. Ocharobia maybe 1 for 2. Yeah. There he goes to 9, and the lead goes up to 11 once again. With just under 2 to go here, the Cannon Medical Arena. Hunter has been the outstanding player for the Leicester Riders tonight. He's created pretty much all the good things they've done. Abercrombie's going to be off left. And that will be Ocherobia's rebound. Ricky McGill, 28 points. Make that 30 points. Make that the big 3-0 timeout, Leicester.
And that's 2 30-plus point games in a row for Ricky McGill. When playoff basketball comes around, Ricky McGill is the guy you want to call. He has absolutely put this Sharks team on his shoulders tonight. Beautiful play from here, and here's where he has a lot of success out in this open court. The quick crossover, the change of speed, the easy finish down the middle. So just think when he's walking it up the court, all of a sudden he's at the rim and finishing. Phenomenal offensive display from Ricky McGill tonight.
Well, they're enjoying it. He's enjoying it. And again, he's got twice as many points, apart from Charles Thompson, who's got 16. He's virtually got twice as many points as anybody else tonight. Ridiculous. So he scored 30 out of the Sharks. 81. 30 out of 81 tonight.
Phenomenal job. We see this Leicester Riders team. Great production from Hunter and Thompson. A couple other guys in double figures, but no guy that's really stood out on the night, whereas the Sharks, only 3 guys in double figures, a couple other guys almost there. But Ricky McGill, absolute powerhouse. 30 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Attacking from all angles.
Got some new original questions, have you, Mike, for tonight, please? Because you did it last Sunday. You got to think of some new original questions for tonight, haven't you?
Oh, well, I mean, we talked before the game. We said if the Sharks wanted a good chance on Sunday, they'd have to go with a 10-point lead. They're doing a good job of maintaining that and some tonight. But never say never. The Mattioli Arena is a tough place to play. The Leicester Riders fans will be out.
It'll be a loud barn on Sunday afternoon. Of that you can be absolutely assured. Hunter, lovely pass, lovely play. One of the best pieces and passages of play the Riders have put together tonight for Ethan Wright.
Phenomenal finish there from Wright. Great backdoor cut and great job coming out of a timeout.
McGill, surely not more, surely not more. Oh, of course, don't ask stupid questions, Ballard. You know he's going to score.
Oh, my Lord. It is the Ricky McGill show tonight.
13 points is the advantage. Throwing it up. That was a aerial pass, which, to be fair, don't think too many of the men would have got close to, but Charles Thompson did.
Well, great job of him getting to the pass and keeping it, and then the heads-up play to knock it off the Sharks defender to keep it in their possession. 13 seconds left on the shot clock here. Riders have to be conscious of that going in this one. Ricky
Sharks
McGill.
have got it. Sharks got it. McGill has done virtually nothing wrong tonight, and is there a problem with it? Oh, he's given it to Jalen Hunter, and that's going to take the Sharks to the line, because that's 5 team fouls now.
Bonus, Sharks in the bonus here with just under a minute to go. And we'll send big Michael Cherobia to the line.
Last time he was on the line was 1 for 2. Cherobia to go into double figures and to extend that lead just a little bit more. It's exactly what he does. It's now 14. Any bonus points now are big bonuses from a Sharks point of view. 2 for 2 this time? Yeah.
You love to see it from big Michael Cherobia, the veteran big man, playing big minutes tonight in the absence of Donovan Clay.
15 points. Hunter suddenly gets the afterburners on. Zach Jackson not been quite so influential tonight, but there's 2 more from him. Takes him to 12.
That's a great take from Zach Jackson, showing what he can do with the ball in his hands coming from the wing.
Nixon gets bumped. Nixon still has it. Oh, they threw it away, but they get it back. You know who. Here comes Nixon again, looking for three. Won't get the three, they'll get the rebound partially. And then the foul's committed by Jamanson on Zach Jackson.
Well, smart play from Jamal Anderson, actually, because Riders had the advantage on the break. Now, Sharks only with one foul so far, so they're not in the bonus. Riders will have to take the ball out. 23 seconds left on the clock. Sharks are going to try and isolate this play, get a stop, and build with a lead.
Sharks are going to take a double-digit lead to Leicester. How big it's going to be, we'll find out in the next 22 seconds. They need to get the ball down the court pretty quickly. Hunter trailing on 16 tonight. They're going to just maybe go for this one play, and they're going to go for the three and try and maybe go for the N1. I don't know, but something needs to happen. Maybe that's the man to do it. They haven't done it, and that will just be Leicester ball because it came off a Sharks player last. 3.3. Timeout's going to be called by the Leicester Riders.
Yeah, smart play from the Riders there, trying to keep the ball alive. Like we said, this is a two-leg aggregate score semifinal. Every minute counts. We're only at the halfway mark. So every point, every possession matters in this one. You've got to play the first one to get to the second one, and the Sharks have played this first one brilliantly.
So 3.3 seconds. Obviously the clock does not start until the ball is touched on the court. So Leicester will have a bit of time to construct something here. From a Sharks point of view, what you don't want to do is foul now and give it an extra point.
Exactly. Well, you don't want any points because a 13-point lead compared to a 11 or 10-point lead could be the difference maker. But you want to play solid defense, potentially switch on everything or switch on like-for-like positions, and make sure no tip-ins, you box out, no rebounds for them, and just close out the game so that you can take it to Sunday with as big advantage as you can.
So Jalen Hunter 16, Charles Thompson 16, double that for Ricky McGill on the Sharks team. And the nearest challenger from the Sharks is Prentice Nixon with 14. What can they do, the Riders, in this 3.3 seconds that remain in the game? They'll be trying to box out as tightly as they can. The Sharks will be a man-for-man here. Well, yeah, I think it's going to be man-for-man. It is on this last play. Again, clock does not start till the ball comes in from Jalen Hunter. Hunter, interesting option. Not sure it was the best option. It was, though, in the end, wasn't it? Wow. From Zach Jackson. Eating my words straight away. He gets the three. So the Sheffield Sharks will take a 10-point advantage to Leicester for the second leg against the Riders, who battled back in the end to at least make it pretty competitive. 85-75. Just, I reckon, in the Sharks' advantage.
Oh, great advantage for the Sharks, but incredible play from Team of the Year player Zach Jackson. A three-pointer at the buzzer to cut it to 10 points, but a 10-point advantage is a great advantage for this Sheffield Sharks team, and a phenomenal effort from Ricky McGill. 32 points for him. We'll be going to talk to him in a little bit.
Yeah, off you go, Mike. We'll catch up with you later. Thank you very much indeed. And what a performance. There he is. Big, broad smile all over his face, and why wouldn't he have? Everybody else was a long way behind in points. He had a phenomenal game against the Cheshire Phoenix last weekend, and even more, thinking about it, semi-final time now, even more impressive display with 32 tonight. 14 from Prentice Nixon. Never lets them down, does he? Ocherobia in double figures as well with 11. And Jacob Groves also making doubles. And there's the captain just having a chat with his team. Ronnie Glasgow did contribute 1 3-pointer. And everybody did. get some points on the board. And for Leicester, 16 from Hunter, 16 from Thompson. Let's look at that. But we'll keep drawing your attention to that 3 points. 7 of the 32 looked better in the end than it did at one stage. Still only 22%. Free throws, 22%. Not good enough from a Riders' point of view. And pretty much all the major stats, apart from the rebounds, that is, are in the Sharks' favour. Ricky McGill getting the MVP handshake. And Sheffield will take a 10-point advantage to the second leg. We'll give you details of the other game, which is very, very tight down there at the copper box. But let's hear from a Team Alliance who's now speaking, or will just be about to be speaking, with Mike Tuck.
Coach, unbelievable performance there from the Sharks. First leg, couldn't have ended any better for you.
No, we came out with great energy, made some shots, which always helps, and did a great job in the defensive end.
Yeah, and defense seemed to be the key. You kind of forced the Riders into some tough situations. They really struggled from beyond the three-point line.
Yeah, it was, it's a battle. They know they're a well-drilled team. They make you pay when you make mistakes, and they can shoot the ball lights out. So, it's tough to leave anyone open. We did a good job contesting a lot of shots today.
And different guys stepping up in the absence of Donovan Clay. Obviously, he's out with an injury tonight. But Michael Cherobia giving you good minutes, Jacob Groves giving you good minutes, an all-around effort.
Yeah, we're a deep team. There's no surprise to anybody, and we made use of that tonight. Everyone stepped up and contributed, but they've been doing that the last month or so of the season, so it's been good to see it continue.
What does this mean heading into Sunday? What's your mindset now? Are you still treating it with a 10-point advantage, or is this a 0-0 affair?
Yeah, you got to go out there and play aggressive. We've been there already in this whole run in the playoffs, so we know what it takes. We know what we have to do, and we got to make sure we execute.
Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks for your time. We'll just call in MVP Ricky McGill. Ricky, 2 back-to-back 30-plus point efforts. What was your mindset coming into this one?
Like I said before, man, I'm from New York. Got that dog in me, man. Like, just come out, play my game, and get the job done for my guys. Job not finished. We still got one more game. Just got to come out and finish the job.
And that's what we talked about with Coach Atiba Lyons. Obviously, we're only at the halfway mark here, but a 10-point cushion going into Sunday, you have to be happy about that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit happy, but I still got more work to do. Got 2 days to get my guys ready for Sunday. We're going to try and finish the job.
And obviously, Donovan Clay absent tonight with an injury. Did you feel like that was your role to try and step up in his absence?
Definitely. I talked to him before the game. He was like, yo, you got to get it done for me, man. You know what I mean? He's down right now, and we just got to play as a team, play with confidence as we did today, and to try and finish it.
And obviously, you've played at Leicester many times before. It's a tough gym to play at, tough gym to win in. What are you expecting from them on Sunday?
Do some more scout on us, to come out playing hard. Shout out to those guys. They're a good team. I like playing against them, but they're going to definitely give it their all coming on Sunday.
Job's not done, right? Job's not done, right?
Of course not. Of course not.
Ricky, congrats on the game. Good luck on Sunday.
Appreciate it.
2 very big playoff games for that man, Ricky McGill, 32, and he was just absolutely blowing the Leicester Riders away in pretty much everything he did today. Not just in his scoring, I've got to say, in his rebounds, in his all-action approach underneath the other hoop as well. But when he got close, either at 2-point range or 3-point range, you didn't back against him tonight. And he was just in such a rich vein of form pretty much every time he did what he did, and working it in tight for 2, was from distance for 3. It was all looking very, very, very comfortable from his point of view, and you can see he's really enjoying. So what is happening in the copper box in London right now? Well, bit of an upset potentially on the cards here, because there's a timeout going on with 2:55 remaining in the game. London 65, Newcastle 70. Micah Caro with 24 for the Newcastle team, 18 from Tyler Peterson. So we might see Newcastle taking an advantage back to their place on Sunday. So the Sheffield Sharks have done a big job tonight. They've got a 10-point advantage to take to Leicester on Sunday afternoon. Don't forget, both games will be live on DAZN. Will it be Sheffield going through? Will it be Leicester going through? You'll find out on Sunday afternoon. From Mike Tuck and myself, Bob Ballard, thank you for being with us all through the summer and all through the autumn and the winter. And we will see you at the O2 with whichever team it is on Sunday week. Till then, bye-bye.
A new dawn has risen in British hoops as Super League basketball has taken centre stage. But this is about more than basketball. This is where legends rise and rivalries are written. Every game is a battle, every moment is electric, and every fan is a part of the journey. It's time to stand tall as the future unfolds and Super League basketball gets set to be bigger and better than anything we've seen before. New season, new stories, new champions to be crowned. From the opening tip to the final buzzer, every second counts. Every shot matters. Nothing is given, everything is earned. So who will rise, who will dominate, and who will make history? Rises, where champions emerge and redefine the game, where limits are tested and greatness is unleashed. This is when legends are born. Super League basketball, a new dawn is here.